Hi guys, and welcome to the 24th episode of Dreamers and Doers, where I interview people who follow their passion to make a positive impact in the world. And today I'm with Hadelin de Ponteves.
Hi, so excited to be here. Thank you so much for welcoming me on your podcast.
Thank you, Hadelin. I'll stop the music and we can jump into it. So you're in Paris for the weekend, right?
Yes.
Because you're currently based, were you in London?
So I'm in Portugal right now, but I have a company in London, Industrial Research Lab, where we build AI, or literally artificial brains, for industrial purposes.
And you started, let's say, mainly through online courses. So just to present you.
Yes, that's my first business. I started online courses 2 years ago, and I'm still continuing because I have a strong passion for it. I'm making a course every 2 months now. And before I used to make a course every month actually, but now since working on the two businesses, the online courses and the industrial research lab, we do once every 2 months. But yes, I do online courses on not only artificial intelligence but also blockchain, data science, machine learning, all the new tech, and soon Internet of Things, because it's going to become a $5 trillion market within the next 5 years. So it's going to be a big deal, and we're getting prepared for that.
Internet of Things.
Yes.
Okay, I'll ask you later about what that is.
Okay. It's basically smart devices. It's when you combine software, AI, with hardware, like smartphones or your car or your smart home.
Or like Alexa.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And it's very interesting because, so Hadelin, you're at the top of the AI game with the lab and what's possible right now, and at the same time you do these courses which are for people to kind of catch up and to spread the knowledge, right? So you're both for yourself learning the newest, and also then sharing that knowledge.
Exactly, that's exactly what my courses are about today. So basically we covered all the basics of AI. So we have this huge course of 40 hours where we cover all the basics of machine learning AI. But right now, since we already covered the basics, well, in order to keep continuing making online courses, well, we follow the state-of-the-art AI. So we read the latest research papers, and we try to not simplify them, but explain them clearly, give the intuition, so that people can follow the state-of-the-art of artificial intelligence.
And I guess it goes so quickly that anyway you kind of have to keep with the pace, right? If you want to stay on top.
Absolutely, and seriously, the best way to learn something is to teach it. That's why, for example, in the UK, you have some institutions, in some universities, it's not the professor that teaches the course; it's the student that teaches it himself or herself. So it's a great way to learn something, and that's a great way for me to keep being on state of the art.
There are some similarities in like monasteries, for example, where little monks, when they're like 10, they teach the 5-year-old, and it's one of the first things they do. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's teaching like very early.
Very effective. Yes.
So, what do you think the impact of those courses are? Because they cost like between $30 or $40.
Oh, even less. Even less. Yeah? They cost $20 on average, but the impact is threefold. An impact related to the present, an impact related to the near future, and an impact related to the far future. So the present is that basically the positive point about the courses is that they're sold all over the world for a cheap price, which means that poor countries can get access to a high quality education about AI, and they can get jobs. Like I get some feedback saying that some people in India landed a job at Amazon Alexa. After taking my course, saying they crashed the interview, they smashed the interview.
Nice.
So that's a great way to get positive feedbacks, and that's what makes me passionate about making some other courses. So that's for the present. The near future is that the courses I make are good because we're more and more switching to AI jobs. Like 2 centuries ago, all the jobs were related to agriculture, most of them, and with the Industrial Revolution, a lot of jobs were replaced with the Industrial Revolution. So now some of the same thing is happening. A lot of more jobs related to machine learning, data science, AI are being created, and so those courses prepare them to those new jobs, and because my education is accessible worldwide. And the third reason related to a further future is that there's going to be a huge deal about control AI soon, because AI is becoming more and more complex.
Yeah.
You know, so it's becoming more and more a black box for a lot of people. And less and less people understand it really well, you know? So imagine, for example, one day that this black box falls into the wrong hands, right? So if you spread the education, you increase the chance that this black box is, can be accessed to more people and get into better hands, and that balances things. So yeah, that's not going to happen now, because control is more in 5 years, but yes, I'm thinking about this, that these courses could have an impact in 5 years or 10.
And do you think anyone, let's say most people, could work on AI algorithm, for example, or do you need to have a certain IQ or a certification?
No, absolutely not. Because as long as you understand the intuition, and as long as you understand how to use the libraries, you can definitely do AI.
Yeah.
Where you need an IQ, I'd say, a strong IQ, is if you want to do research in AI.
Okay.
Because you have to really need a very high level of mathematics, and you need to invent stuff. You need to be like some kind of genius. Yes. So to make AI progress, theoretically, maybe you need some good, at least math skills, you know. But no, to use AI, to have a job in AI, you absolutely don't need to be a genius. You just need to understand the intuition, and that's what we explain in our courses. And you just need to understand how to use the tools. You know, it's just tools. You have some inputs, it gives you some outputs. You just need to know how to use them, and that's very easy
through the courses.
Yes, exactly, through the courses.
And do you feel already in the So thanks to your courses and to the democratization of, let's say, those AI courses in general, more and more people are data scientists and skilled, and as you said, a lot of them also in the developing countries. Do you see that growth in the AI environment? Do you see like more and more people really being good at it and making it progress, like, let's say, almost exponentially fast?
Okay, so I see indeed a lot more people getting into it.
Yeah.
Because in 1 or 2 years, everybody will have at least some certain data science skills. Like everybody today is using a smartphone. It's because really the future jobs are changing. However, I think that really talented data scientists are still quite rare.
Okay.
Because to be a data scientist is not easy. You need to have combine a lot of different skills. Math, probability, statistics, but also computer science. You need some really good background in computer science, and also some domain knowledge. You need to understand the diverse businesses to which you apply data science. So it's really
so you can still more see the foundations rather than already the momentum that much.
Yeah. So I think it takes time to become a really good data scientist, but there are a few of them, and there's going to be more and more as we progress with online education and data science.
And now let's go to something quite exciting that we're working on, which are the latest applications of AI.
Yes.
Because, well, there's a lot that's being said around AI, but when you're not a specialist, there are some people who tell you, oh, in 10 years, you won't be able to drive a car, it'll be all automated. Some people will say, well, no, that's way too bullish. And so where are we at? What are the latest applications of AI and the change it might bring to our societies?
Okay, so the latest applications of AI are basically what we have with us. That is, our assistants on our smartphones, or Siri, or Alexa, or all the chatbots to which you can speak. And that's not really AI, actually. That's still a bit deterministic. But still, there is some.
When you say deterministic, it's because it obeys rules that we.
Yes, you say something, it will automatically say something without being really intelligent. And about that, I still don't think that real artificial intelligence exists. For me, artificial intelligence is still mathematics. It's just mathematics. And what is it? Artificial intelligence is just intelligence that is trying to be mimicked. From human intelligence to real artificial intelligence. And of course, in our brain, we don't only have mathematics. There is also biology. For me, artificial intelligence will really exist when we start combining mathematics and biology. And we are coming to it. But that's why right now we only have weak AI, which is an AI that can do well on a specific task, like for example, beating the world champion of Go or chess. But we don't have yet general artificial intelligence that can, be intelligent for several tasks or whatever you want. Okay, so we're not there yet.
That's gonna come up.
That's gonna come up. Some people say 2 years, some people say 5 years, some people say 10 years.
Well, still relatively short.
Yeah, that's still relatively short. That's true. However, I'm more among the ones who think that's gonna come not in 2 years, but rather 10 years. And that's the reason for that is really interesting. Is because
just to be precise, what would come in 10 years?
The general artificial intelligence, like not an AI that is not weak, not focused on a specific task.
But can you slightly define what you mean by this?
There is an AI that can, be generally intelligent on several things at the same time. For example, I see in 10 years that everybody will have in their home a robot that can do several things, that can cook, that can make the bed, that can do,
My smartphone can already tell me what road I should take and what movie I should watch.
Yeah, but that's a chatbot, that's combining several specific tasks. But I think that your smartphone was trained on several specific tasks at the same time, and it's different algorithm that gives you this. But more and more we'll have more general artificial intelligence. And really I see that in 10 years everybody will have a robot in their place, as everybody today has a smartphone.
In 10 years, a robot.
I'd say in 10 years. And the reason I was going to say that, in the news today we hear what is exciting. That's the news. The media, they tell you what's exciting, or they tell you bad things.
You're actually the one that advised me to stop watching the news.
Yeah, exactly, because
you are pretty right.
it gives you negativity. But in the news, we hear what's exciting, right? And what's exciting is, of course, AI is going to take all over the world. We should be careful. The robots are going to dominate us and everything. Okay, but I don't believe in that. And the reason is that indeed AI is exponential. Indeed, it's spreading exponentially all over the world. More and more companies are adopting it. But there is not something that is not exponential and that is not absolutely not mentioned. It's the research. It is not exponential at all. It is progressing very slowly.
What if AI starts doing the research?
Well, that's what it says in the news, that AI can create their own AI. But no, we're not there yet. It's really...
we're not there, but it's possible.
It's possible, in 50 years maybe. But I think that because it's progressing very slowly and not exponentially as we hear it, that we'll have time to control it. We'll have time to stop it on time. So I'm rather optimistic. As opposed to a lot of people who are pessimistic, like Elon Musk, for example. He's very pessimistic. You saw that intense interview, right?
With Joe Rogan.
Yes. He's rather pessimistic, saying that it's inevitable that we should be protecting ourselves soon, and there should be a lot of control. But I think because it's growing slowly and not exponentially, we have time to be prepared.
Okay. Okay, you don't believe as we create AI that are smarter, they would become smart at generating better AI themselves?
I don't believe this is going to happen soon.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Did you read Homo Deus?
No, not yet. But I really plan to build a big library at my place and put all these books and read 1 hour every morning.
That's nice.
And I'm going to start with Sapiens, Homo Deus. Yes.
And because in Homo Deus, Ari makes a pretty good point. It's like usually in science fiction, you see the machines taking over and trying to kill the humans because they're useless. But what he says was more dangerous is that AI actually makes better decisions and that we become useless, kind of, because AI always makes the better decision. So for example, today, if I go to a village and there's a local, he tells me, the best way is this way, but I have Waze or Google Maps, I'll probably have better results with my GPS and I'll trust it more. And his worry is that in 20 years, maybe it will be like, oh, who should I marry, A or B? And the algorithm will be like, oh, I know you want to marry her because she's hotter, but you'll be happier with her. Trust me. And because based on the previous decision, you trust them more, then your own will doesn't really matter.
Yes, but these are for the rational decisions, and not every decision is a rational decision. You also have decisions that require a human or emotions, a human factor. And again, that's what we said, artificial intelligence for me is just a bunch of mathematics. There is not biology or emotions inside the artificial intelligence. So for these...
But can't you include emotions in the...
some people at MIT...
Because an intelligence can see my emotions, and based on this, work out the best solution for me.
Indeed, some people at MIT are researching on that right now. They're trying to put some emotions in AI. It's a new branch of artificial intelligence called emotion creation.
Okay,
and I'm really interested in that because I'm also passionate in psychology, all that. So of course I'm interested to see how we can put emotions in artificial intelligence, even if I don't think we have to do it. But it's fascinating, of course, to follow how that could be done. But I think we're quite far from being able to make an AI that has real emotions. And so yes, for that reason, I think not all the decisions will be better by an AI than by a human. For that specific reason that AI cannot manage emotions yet.
Yeah.
And
well, we definitely still don't rely on our phones to find a fiancé or a place to live. Or
hopefully not. Hopefully not. No. But however, in Asia, some people start to develop a relationship with robots.
A bit like have you seen that movie Her?
Of course, yes. It's quite a movie, right? Yes. So yeah, that's pretty scary. The guy in the movie Her falls in love with an AI, Scarlett Johansson, as the voice. Yes, it's pretty scary. If that could happen, what are we going to become? Is it talked about in Homo Deus, that kind of stuff?
Not that much. He talks about more the fact that we rely so much on AI that we'll become kind of useless.
Okay.
To make our own decision. And we'll do it on purpose. It's not the AI being like, well, you're useless, we get rid of you. It's like, we're like, well, AI, tell me everything I should do because you know better than myself. Like last time I made the decision, I overruled you. It was, I ended up very sad, so now please make the decision. And your neighbor who uses the AI to make the decision is more successful than you, making better money and things like this. So you're like, well, actually I should, trust my AI.
Well, that's exactly what my lab in London is doing. It's providing better decisions, but again, these are rational decisions based on a lot of inputs, data, and returning an output that will be better than a human team would do.
And I want to go a bit to, because we talked quickly about the latest application, but we didn't talk that much about it actually, because especially like if you talk about maybe fantasies or not, but there are a lot of papers around how AI will replace accountants, surgeons, truck drivers, and how there would be a risk that these people wouldn't be able to train themselves. As you know, going from a farm to a factory is probably easier than learning algorithms or and being retrained this way. So like, first, which jobs do you think are in danger and how fast can it go?
Okay. So, for example, there is a job that really was reduced is trading. There are many less traders today in the finance industry because you have all these new robots and those algorithmic trading robots that now performs trading really well. And so, the number of traders has definitely been reduced. Then you have all the administrative tasks. Most of them are now handled by robots, and that's again because of the chatbots or the bots, that can do things for you automatically now on your computer. This whole thing of RPA, robotic process automation, that can perform tasks automatically without the need of someone doing them manually. Then there is something also that is going to be reduced, I think, is the drivers. Like in transport, of course, you can think that industries like or companies like Uber are thinking of replacing their drivers by robots because that will save them a lot of costs. So they're working on that. However, it's not for the next month, but maybe it could be for the next year or the next 2 years.
To replace Uber drivers next year or next 2 years?
Basically, it's autonomous cars.
Yeah.
So
they're kind of ready now?
You think?
I'm asking you.
No. It's still not safe 100%, so it's not.
Okay.
But yes, we can already see in California some transport without drivers.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm saying about like literally having no driver, Uber having no driver, for example. I think that's going to come in 1 or 2 years.
No drivers.
Mm-hmm.
No more drivers.
No more drivers.
In the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna be able to take my car.
Oh no! I mean in Uber.
For Uber.
Yeah. So that they can save all their costs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. 2 years.
Yeah. Imagine the cost they will save by doing that.
Yeah.
Because most of their cost is on the drivers now. So.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the whole thing because they still lose a lot of money.
Yes, they still
have that point when they shift from drivers.
The inflection point.
Cars.
Yes. So 2 years maybe is too short, but I think it should come soon.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's impressive. Other jobs, for example.
Yes. So we think we see, for example, in HR. Some robots that are interviewing now the applicants. Yes, because that's what you said. You mentioned it. Now the AI, thanks to really well-developed computer vision, can identify the emotions of people when it's lying. For example, you're going to have better and better lying detectors. You
did a course on creating a lying detector.
Yeah, but that was more for fun. It's just that in my course I try to make things fun so that people can get stay focused and excited. And so that was more a funny example. But yes, with computer vision now you can really understand emotions. I know a company from one of my friends who reads emotions in people so that it can see if recognize happiness, sadness, anger, being afraid, So yes, computer vision is really well developed. Natural language processing also with all the chatbots, they're getting better and better. So you'll have more and more jobs replaced related to that as well. And the interesting question is also what are the jobs that are going to stay?
Well, that's where Homo Deus is very interesting on this too, because we're talking a lot about creative jobs, but
artists,
but there's a new algorithm that creates symphonies, and when you ask like people who are really into classical music, they can't really tell which one's the best between the real Beethoven one.
Yes. Yes. This great lab is called Magenta. It's a lab of Google in London.
Yeah.
In London, Google has DeepMind that does AI for industrial purposes also, and Magenta that does AI for art. Yeah. So they try to produce music, paintings with AI. So that's we said before that the only jobs that are going to remain are engineers and artists, but maybe some art can be done by AI.
Yeah, and I think a lot of music now, at least the base of the music, is created by an AI that knows the rhythms that work, at least for more commercial things.
So I will definitely try to do that in the future because I have no musical talent. So maybe with AI I can manage to produce some music. I would love to.
That'd be cool.
Yes. No, I really plan to do it.
Yeah.
I already tried actually.
Okay.
Yes.
But there's but that's more long term. So short term, you'd say you were saying the cars, Uber is going to be very interesting indeed.
I know they're already working on it actually.
Okay.
They're already working on it. They already have a department where they try to put that in production. But of course, putting that in production is going to take at least 2 years. No.
Okay. So we're having white tea here at the moment.
Yes,
I know
cheers.
Into nutrition. A lot of antioxidants in this.
Is that green tea or white tea?
White
you said?
tea.
White
Yeah,
tea.
yeah,
Okay.
white tea is really good. And what do you like?
Very good. Very good. Yes. Thank you so much.
And just to finish a bit also on more personal growth subject, you went to Tony Robbins. Was it Business Mastery?
It was Business Mastery.
How was it?
That was amazing. This guy has such huge level of energy, and that he manages to transfer this to everybody in the crowd. So it was like a very exciting event where everyone was so excited, and also we had some great business tricks that we learned. But mostly it was about changing the mindset.
Okay.
So I got out of here with a different business mindset.
So it's more on the mindset than practical tools.
Yeah. Practical tools, you can get them with online courses, you can get them online. You don't have to go to Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
The most important thing about this is the mindset. And indeed, I changed some important things in my business mindset.
What's that?
Huh?
What is it?
What is it? Is that I should think more as a business owner than a business operator. You know, for example, I was building an online course every 2 months. That was done as a business operator because I was making it myself. But if I think like a business owner, I will try to automate it.
Yeah.
I will try to do in such a way that I only have 20% to do, and all the rest is automated, and so that I can focus more on other business and automate these new businesses, and then start a new business. You know, and it's a wheel that keeps on going if you become a business owner and you think like a business owner.
Okay, that's very in line with Tim Ferriss to always thinking like how can I automate that? So I can
exactly 4 hours work week. When he explains how to automate a business to increase the productivity of the business.
Good book.
Yes.
Good book. Okay, and the one other thing, also I wanted to ask you about the Internet of Things. So you reacted quickly, but so do you think that's the next big thing?
Yes.
Big disruption on the consumers market?
Oh yeah, it's going to be a huge market. $5 trillion according to the estimations. try $5 trillion within the next 5 years. So what is the IoT, Internet of Things? You're going to see that it's really interesting, and I'm going to quickly become more and more passionate. It's combining 3 important technologies that we have today. AI, but more in the form of software. Hardware with devices, smartphones, smart homes, your car, everything. And also blockchain. Right? In the Internet of Things, you have to integrate blockchain. Why? Because a lot of information are transacting, transferring between all these systems, the AI, the devices, and so as an intermediary, you have to have the blockchain that facilitates and optimizes the transactions of info and data, and that's why it's really fascinating, because that's exactly what I'm working on. You know, I'm passionate about AI, but also about the new tech like blockchain and IoT soon. So I will really start working hard on this, so that we can build strong hybrid systems combining AI, blockchain, and devices.
Can I ask you where's blockchain at? Quickly.
Oh, blockchain. So right now, so blockchain is still the Wild West, I think. Meaning that a lot of companies are trying to build their blockchain system. You have now more and more solid platforms like IBM Ledger, Hyperledger, that has their own blockchain platforms and that are applied to more and more companies. Cryptos are now sleeping. Cryptos is the most popular application of blockchain, and right now it is sleeping. But it's stable. It's not. There was the hype, and then it's the famous curve. You have the hype, and then it falls down, and then it sleeps, and then we don't know if it's gonna fall down more or go back. The curve says it go back, but now it's sleeping. Now it's very stable. But blockchain more on the industrial side. It's getting better and better. Like more and more companies are adopting blockchain, so there is a huge business on that. And but the blockchains I would bet on, or the cryptos, for example, are the ones that are focused on IoT, because they can make a huge impact to improve the IoT systems.
Are there some?
Yes, there are some. Like you have IOTA. IoT. IOTA is a cryptocurrency. IOTA, focusing on Internet of Things. You have Ethereum Classic. You have Monero. Monero, does it do it again? I don't remember. But it has to be decentralized. It has to be, it has to have several criteria that makes it compatible with Internet of Things.
Okay. Thanks, Hadelin.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. It was great to discuss all this.
We always finish with a little bit of music
Mm-hmm.
and a hug.
Oh yeah, of course.
Which
my
you
friend.
must be used to after Tony Robbins, because I guess
Yeah,
at
tons of
Business
hugs,
Mastery you do a lot of
massage.
hugs too.
Yeah.
Lots of massage.
Yes,
It's good.
of course.
Well, thanks, Hadelin. And
Thank you.
well, I'll be super keen to do
Anytime.
another one anytime.
Anytime, it's always a
pleasure.
lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun. Anytime, I'm so passionate about this, so anytime we can discuss again on this and discuss the next applications and how it follows.
Thank you for following the podcast, this interview, and enjoy machine learning.
Thank you. Enjoy artificial intelligence.
In your programs.
Yes.